All right, update on the old King Ranch. So, start with the back here. So we took it apart there today, and I'm gonna go for the gear oil for sure, right? It's super nice that this thing's got a locker in it. Hey, look at that. That's a nice rear diff. So, also this whole e-brake system, it's you can see where that's the backing plate's supposed to be. So, and this cable here it's badly damaged, and I'm not sure, this wire has probably something to do with, I don't know what they were running to the back, but there's probably some sort of a problem we're gonna have to check out. Anyways, that e-brake cable all the way to the front, so that's like has to be replaced. Basically any e-brake part that we can get, I'll pull it off and I'll get the measurement. That'll have to be done. The seals were leaking pretty bad. You brought those, and yeah, brakes don't really look all that horrible actually. These calipers are, they're not rusted out. They don't look damaged, anything. The sliders are moving fine. No uneven wear on the pads. So nonetheless, that rotor's worn out. So we could probably get away with keeping those. Just throwing the new pads on. Put the seals on, new backing plates. That should be fine. That shock's damaged. I don't know how I missed that from the other side, but it's so 2 new shocks. Make sure you got everything there. The hardware too. We'll have to get a full hardware kit because the e-brakes are held in by that piece of tin, that backing plate, and we don't have those anymore. So, okay, e-brakes. Okay, engine. First thing. Now that we got some of the fat trimmed, if it's got a steering issue, we're gonna go after that power steering pump. It's really old and rusty looking, and they just don't last forever. So it's gonna be too hard to diagnose braking steering issue without replacing that. And changing the fluid, it's pretty much all out of it anyways. This was kind of weird. When I lifted the cab, I thought I might have forgot something or broke something, but they've replaced this one line and they just left the old one in, right? It's just kind of sitting there. So any kind of rusty line, stuff like that, we'll have to pay attention to, but so far so good, right? They all seem to be sealing up well, everything like that. So passed the air test, held pressure just fine. Right, I didn't hear any air leaks coming out of the high pressure system. I know this tool leaks a little bit, but it's probably still got. Yeah, so I air it up there and go through, and usually I'll for sure hear it coming out of one of these little fittings. It all seems to be sealing up good on the injectors. The ICP, when I pulled that ICP. The wire loom out, it was really wet, so that's generally indicating a failure on that sensor. So that we for sure have to address because it's such a shitty location. The IPR was like, had one of those Chinese kits in, it's a bang buck or whatever it is, and you can see it's kind of all sludgy coming apart, right? The screen's depressed. These are terrible. Usually it's the screen that'll lock the IPR out. So that's just the tool. So we'll definitely want to either replace that IPR with a new one, right, or at the very least do the screen. I'm really wanting just to put an 05 style intake manifold on it, just so it could be worked on, or a repair could be done in the future. It will get older, right? It's not getting any younger. So what else we got here? We need head gaskets, injector seal kits. Still really rooting for new injectors, but maybe with that ICP sensor changed and everything working good, it might really want to fire up good. Exhaust manifold gaskets. I had issues with the whole exhaust back pressure tube is all rotted out, so I'll see what that takes to move. If it doesn't move, I have lots of manifolds here. I'm just going to replace it. And just get a good used tube and relocate it if I have to. It's not a big deal. The glow plug system, right? We'll have to. I've got the the harnesses, so we'll need new glow plugs for sure. I'd like a new relay or a good used relay. I'll look around. We'll change the thermostat. We'll obviously put oil in it, coolant, fuel filters, definitely. I'll get that one out and have a look inside of there and blow it through, right, before we put it all back together. And in the front, the backing plates, right, I didn't get a chance to take that off, and then we'll get it detailed and look for a box liner. We could use wood too. I have a template, right? I can whip up a nice wood one. Those are good for tradesmen. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. The belt looks good. Everything looked good in the front. As far as that oil cooler goes, I'd rather just leave it. It looks like it's a nice oil cooler job. Like usually I'll just, which is back flush, right? Push it through, see what it looks like, pop it off, change the screen inside of there, right? And those are cheap. I've got lots of those kicking around. So that's what I'd recommend rather than disturbing that and putting a cheap kit in. The exhaust, I think we covered the last time, right? That's going to be more of a labor thing. There might be some clamps or however we decide we want to do it. The wiring harness looked fantastic, absolutely fantastic, right? I don't have any complaints about that. I don't even see any, I didn't have any clips break, nothing on this one. It was just, it's beautiful, right? But I would have to say the Fickham harness, just being it looks old, right? I've got a few good ones off the Internationals. These bus engines, they fit, and they're a little less busy, eh? So not so much chances for rubbing. They're just so much more open. I noticed too, and in this, I'm not really too worried. I'm just gonna try and find just another drain back valve here, right? And somebody's done the tube. They've got the updated tube, right? Which is great, right? That really works well for filtration. Yeah, I don't see any other concerns there. We don't have to worry about updating that turbo feed. That's got a newer style top on it. So, yeah. So I think that's about it. I'll just take a picture of this, and yeah, you got the studs here, right? Brought some rear brakes, the inner hub seals. Yeah, so I think that should just about cover it. That should get us moving anyways. Get the cab back down, give her a try.